Welcome back to another episode here in the barn. It's actually kind of cold this weekend, so super stoked to have that heater on in the background. This one's going to be the lift. So about a week ago, I've been hunting for a lift for a while. About a week ago, one came up for a good deal. We had to pull it down, so me and Corey went out, ripped that down, and brought it back to the shop. And then when the last episode you would have seen, there was kind of a mess everywhere where I brought that in. So I want to get the lift up, and that'll tidy up a bunch of stuff and get the car up off the ground and make it a bit nicer to work in here. So one thing, I've done a couple of lifts over the years, and it's always, no matter where you put it, in 12 months time you're like, damn, would have been a better idea to put it over here, move it this way. So for this one, sure it's not going to be any different, but we're definitely going to try and do the best we can. There's a few, so after I looked at it and I've measured it all up, we're actually probably going to hit those beams up top, so I'm going to have to do some more custom modifications to get those beams in. So that's one thing we're going to work on. The other thing is, I know where the concrete pads are here, so I really don't want to put a lift right on the edge of the concrete pads. That's another restriction. And then where the car's coming in from the doorway behind us, kind of want the edge of that door to be parallel. We don't want to take up too much room going over this way, but I do want, when you're reversing a car in, or you know, it's a broken car and you're pushing in off the trailer, I kind of want to be able to come straight in onto the lift. So they're the main reasons for what I'm doing. Behind me here, between the wall and that lift post, there is going to be pallet racking. So that's probably a little bit tight, but for the constraints we got, I'm going to make it work. And then out the back of the car here, pretty much predominantly going to have the lift set up this way. So out the back of the car, these toolboxes aren't going to be there, but I am going to have a small shelf off the wall just for storing stuff on, then put boxes and stuff underneath it. So they're just kind of there to get a reference of how tight it's actually going to be. And so that's what we're going to go with there. And the other one is where I've got these cars stored in the undercover area behind us. Getting them in, I really need some room to pull in and reverse them in if they're runners, or pull in, put it on go jacks and push it in if they're a non-runner. So this is the best scenario I can come up with at the moment. So we're going to work away here. I've kind of put those legs in place roughly where they're going to be, just so I can see. The other one I have measured up is I've got from the edge of this lift there over to that pillar is 2250. So if I do need to, I can get another car in here. So potentially you could store a lot of cars in here. You obviously wouldn't be able to work on them all, but you could definitely store them in. So we're going to get this lift in, and that's going to be a pretty sweet day when we can lift a car in here. Righto, so here's a quick rundown of what you just watched there. This post behind we got him squared up to the building and in the location we wanted. We put a couple of fixings in that. Then we put our top beams up. As you can see in that, we had a bit of a clearance issue, so I chopped the beam out of the way and reinforced it. So we got that done. As you can see up there, there was a little time lapse of it, but yeah, so we chopped those two beams out of the way. Got that sorted, so it's pretty sweet. So that's done. Put the top beam on, connected up the other side support, squared everything up, bolted that down, and now we're on to installing these arms. The paint they use doesn't really like brake clean. We did try to clean them up a bit, but it'll do for now. So we clean them up, put a little bit of grease on these pins, make them whoa, nice. So that moves sweet. So now we're going to throw that other one on, get that done, and then look at getting some power to this thing, and hopefully today we'll have this thing powered up and maybe get a car on there. So see how we go. Well, we're fucking done, baby. Alright, well, you just seen that. It works. Super stoked. Lifts up, powers to it. It works. Got the car up there out of the way, so that's pretty sweet. We've got some more shop space now. Can pack some things up. I've made quite a mess here, as you can see, getting this job done. So I'll probably spend the rest of this weekend cleaning this place up. One nice thing I have done is I put some 110, some 220. So a lot of lifts I've had over the years, I've always thought, man, it'd be nice to, it'd be nice to have some power on this thing, you know, if you're doing welding something or whatever you're doing, you know, need a light or some power for cut something. So I got power on this one, so I'm pretty happy with that. And while I was at it, I actually set up in the very top there. While I was piping up one, I've set up some pipe for the next project. So this one's done, electrical's finished, lift's finished, it's all bled up. So super happy. Thanks for watching. We'll see what's next in the barn.